What's up, my LP Nation? I hope you're safe and sound wherever you are. We're in another episode of After Effects 101. This is episode 3. This will be short and sweet. I will show you a few very basic, simple transitions between images so you can play around with images or backgrounds. It's really easy. It's basically just fade in, fade out, crossfade, and using like solids or backgrounds for that dramatic cinematic like scene change, scene switch, like with cinematic boom.
Yo soy Pablo Emilio Escobar Gaviria. Un día yo voy a ser presidente de la República de Colombia.
That you see in action movies or in trailers, mostly in trailers, but it's easy. And it's something to get you going, because I will upload the project as always below our video so you can play around. You can play around for homework, you can play around with opacity values, etc. So let's get going. So my LP Nation, as you learned the last time, let's import some of our necessary assets or objects. So import file. Let us select all of this by clicking Shift and left click. Okay, and now we shall click import. We have them all. Now click Ctrl plus N or Command plus N, or just click right click and new composition. You will choose these settings 1920 and 1080, 25 frame rate, because it's mostly used for animation. Let's call our composition as example. Okay. Now you will drag background blossom cone waters here, and you will drag woman abstract here. Okay. Turn off the eye. Just create new solid. Make it black. Leave it as it is. We will put our background blossom cone waters above black solid, as you see what I'm doing now. Click the stopwatch opacity, put it to 0. We want our animation to be 15 frames or half a second in our case. Long, you can set it up here by clicking on the time, and then you will get to opacity value here, and you will type 100. You will try it out. Click preview, play button. You see, nice fade in. Okay, let's say you want to have an image for 1 second only. We will drag that abstract woman. Now we will split the layer. We split the layer, as you remember from the last time, with Ctrl Shift plus D, or by Command Shift or D when you're on Mac. We will delete the first part because we don't need it. We will click the stopwatch of opacity again and put it to 0%. We will choose 215 as our time point, and we will choose 100%. Okay, let's try it out now. See? Simple, easy crossfade. Let's click scale this woman a bit to 70%. She's too big. And let's press P for position, and let's drag her a bit up. Okay, she's better now. This was the most simple of all transitions, like fade in, fade out, crossfade. Now we will use our black solid for our transitions. Let's just reset these two, and just put our opacity to 100 again. Okay, let's say we want to do the same thing, but we want to use more dramatic effect. Click the stopwatch of opacity again. We will go again to our time and put 15 frames. We will press opacity to 0. We will have a similar entrance, opening scene. We will choose our medium cinematic boom file, drag it here, and listen. Wow. You have that like dramatic effect. Okay, now we will do the same with our woman. We will select black solid and split it again with Control Shift and D, or Command Shift and D. We will drag this down. Okay, now we will click again the opacity, put it's 0 now. We will put it to 215 in time, see here, and we will put it to 100. Okay, we will drag it to fit the border. So the second keyframe, this is called keyframe, what I'm pointing now. The second keyframe has to be at the beginning of woman abstract JPEG. So we will drag this a bit to 215 again. I'm sorry, I'm doing this a bit slower, but I wanted to show you. And we will select 0 in opacity. Bam. Okay, now what do we have? Let's test it. You see, we have that dramatic effect. Let's duplicate medium cinematic boom. Let's choose Control or Command and D. We duplicated the cinematic boom, and let's drag it to be like in the transition time between this, so it fits. Listen, let's try it. Okay, so this one is lasting too long, so I will cut it. Control Shift and D or Command Shift and D again. So we're using the same commands over and over again. It's easy. Let's listen to it. Okay, maybe it's a bit too slow. Let's try it like this. Okay, it's too early, so I will do it like this. Okay, this sounds better for me at least. Okay, so simple as that. You have like that two simple effects, and now you can play around. So you can create, for example, you can create new solid and make a white solid. Okay, so basically you can do the same stuff with white. Imagine fading in, fading out with white, not with black. So basically your main command is opacity. Play around with opacity. I will make this project available. Download the project below in the description and play around with it. And for our last example, I have some cool trick. It's really easy. Let's make a new composition again, and let's call it example 2. Okay, and now let's create, for example, new solid. Okay, look at this rectangle tool. Select it and let's make a rectangle shape. Let's make it in red color. Okay, let's select it, let's align it to center. And what if you want to display something coming up suddenly like this, but it can look good or funny or quirky? We should make it like this. Choose hollow pop. This is just an example, so you see you can like do everything what you want. Hollow pop should sound itself when the rectangle appears. Look now. You see? So with sounds, you don't always have to like do these dramatic fancy transitions like this. See, you can do simple ones like in funny cartoons, animations, etc. Let's like do something like this. You see how easy it's to make something like funny, like in cartoon effective. Sound is everything, so I urge you to play around with sounds, because I inserted here for practice. You have like mouse click, see, you have the pops, you have the swooshes, you have the beeps. So play around with opacity and play around with shapes. This is only basic, I won't drag it. In the next tutorial we will go much deeper into shapes and into transitions and everything, and animations. We play around. I will sort this project for you so you have sound files, assets. Assets are like these images. Sound files, you see them here, and you will have like these two compositions, example 1, example 2, to play around with. Okay, give me a second to sort this out and we're done. Okay, I hope that this is like really simple, clear and quick, because as I said, we have in total 52 episodes in our 365 days, logically, so I don't want to go too fast, because really we have 49 episodes left, and this is more than enough to show you everything. If you haven't watched the first episode and the second, you still have time. You understand? You can like binge watch them and practice like 5 of them in the same time. If you have any questions, please type them in the comment, or if you have an idea for the next episode. You were in another episode of Online Skills That Pay the Bills. Thank you, my LP Nation. As always, it was your guy, LP.